What's going on, guys? Zynof here, and today I'm going to go over some tips on how to become a better Battlefield 4 player. As most of you guys know, the exclusive beta dropped a few days ago now, and there are a lot of new players to the game, so if you're new to Battlefield or you just want some advice on how to get an advantage over your opponent, make sure to watch the entire video. I'll be discussing sensitivity, weapons to use, and also some good techniques to use when you're in a firefight. First, I'll discuss settings to use, such as sensitivity and brightness. These two things can impact your playstyle the most. First is the brightness. I tend to play on the higher settings, but it all depends on the screen that you're actually playing on. Now, if you're an experienced FPS player like myself, use a higher sensitivity, and if you're fairly new to FPS games, I'd stick to a lower sensitivity. Once you are feeling comfortable aiming, make sure to try out different sensitivity settings to best match your playstyle. I myself use the max sensitivity setting since I've been playing FPS for well over 3 to 4 years now. It best matches my playstyle, which is defensive rushing. Defensive rushing is where you run around the map while still playing cautiously. As I said previously, make sure you find a sensitivity that best suits you as a player. This is one of the most important aspects of FPS games, so choose wisely. Now in Battlefield 4, DICE decided to change the settings on us, so I'll put a picture on your screen of what controller settings I use, and these are pretty similar to Battlefield 3's, and most of them are on Veteran. Now if you're coming from COD, the default controller settings are very similar to Call of Duty's default layout. If you click the right analog stick in on your controller, you will knife, and if you press B, you'll crouch. So if you're coming from COD, this is most likely what you're used to. The next thing you can do is adjust the location of the HUD elements. This doesn't really matter a whole lot, but just make sure it's on the edges of your TV or monitor so you have good peripheral vision of the battlefield. That's just about it for the settings part of this video. Next, I'll go over my weapons of choice to use. In the beta, the AK-12 is one of the first weapons you get to use. It kills relatively fast, and like I said, it is the first weapon you're bound to use while playing as a medic. As for attachments, just put on whatever and you should do relatively well. Just remember that becoming a good player takes a lot of time and effort, but if you play enough of the beta and get the full game on October 29th, you should get to that point within a month or two after release date. Now if you like to snipe, I found that the M40A5 or the CS LR4 are relatively good no matter what attachments are used on them. I recommend using the variable sight attachment for long distance sniping. Just make sure to never use a suppressor if you're planning on doing some long distance sniping, as it causes more bullet drop at the beginning of your shot. It also gets you a lot of hit markers as well. Once the full Battlefield 4 game comes out, make sure to use a variety of guns to see which one you like the best, and just keep using that or change it up every once in a while so the game stays fresh to you. Finally, I'll discuss some of my techniques for winning a gunfight almost every time. As I said above, I like to play a defensive rush playstyle, so I'm almost always in some type of cover or near cover. So I highly suggest staying by cover. That way if you get shot at, you'll always have a place to hide and return fire to the enemy. If the enemy doesn't stop shooting at you while you're behind cover, wait until he has to reload and then kill him. This is one of the easiest ways to get kills in my opinion. Now if you're using the veteran controller layout, you can crouch by pressing the right stick on your controller. So what I like to do is shoot at someone, and if you crouch and move at the same time, it feels like you are sliding to cover, and once behind cover you can return fire normally and hopefully kill the enemy. This also works for evading bullets in an area where there is no cover, as you are moving and shooting at the same time, so it's hard for someone to hit you with their shots. Hopefully you guys understand what I mean. Now sadly, this is the end of the video, and I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to support it, make sure to leave a like on this video. If you're new around here, subscribe for more Battlefield 4 tips and tricks. We've got a long road to Battlefield 4 ahead of us, and I wish the best of luck to any new players out there. But until next time, guys, this is Zynof, and I'll see you on the battlefield.